And we're live.
We're live. What's up, everybody?
What's up,
Happy
guys?
Wednesday. It is Wednesday again. I can't believe it. These weeks
We're
are going
three
by
days
quick.
away. We're 3 days away from our event.
3 days for what event, Dave?
For what event? We're going to be at Winstar this weekend for our meet and greet on the 22nd. Our VIP, we still have 5 VIP tickets remaining for sale, so you can still get those if you want to join. Our VIP event begins at 6 p.m. and our public event begins downstairs at 8 p.m. The VIP event includes, with your $25 ticket, we got snacks, we've got drinks, non-alcoholic drinks, unfortunately, insurance and liability reasons for Winstar. We'll be there. We got goodie bags. I've got goodie
Yeah,
bags
you
already
guys are
prepped
going
and
to
ready
get
to
some
go.
free stuff.
Boom.
We're not going to tell you what's in it, though.
Nope, I'm not gonna tell you what's in it. I just tell you you want the stuff though. You definitely want the stuff.
Yeah, so
But yeah,
we're going to be hanging out in the Governor's Suite, which is the best suite that they have there at Winstar. So we got that reserved for the night, and like Dave said, we'll have snacks and all kinds of stuff, and it's just going to be a private meet and greet with the whole family. Jody's going to be there, Misty's going to be there, Dave's wife, and we're just going to have a fun time meeting with a couple of you guys. But after, in case you can't make it for whatever reason, we hope you join us at 8 p.m. And we will certainly be going live for, I know a lot of you guys are not able to make it, but we will certainly be going live also once we hit the casino floor around 8 p.m. or so in the
8
Rome
p.m.
non-smoking room. So we're going to have a fun
and
night.
that's also the public event too. So just because
Yes.
you don't come to the private event doesn't mean you can't come to the public. Please come. Just come
Please
and
come.
show up and say hi.
I hope you do, because we've got a lot of giveaways to do.
We got giveaways to regular event too.
So please come if you can. We're going to have a fun time.
Just 75 of the first people at the public event who come and say hi will get something special.
75.
75 people.
Wow.
So
This is
hopefully
the
we
time
don't
to
run
show
out.
up, guys. All right. Well, I hope everybody's having a good night. We do have a couple announcements. Of course, you saw the teaser in the thumbnail in the title, but we're gonna make you wait just a little
Gonna
bit.
make it a little bit longer.
Make you just wait a little bit.
Even worse is one other person here knows about what we're gonna say, and that's to the stars.
That's right. That's right.
The only other person who knows what's going on.
But we're gonna make you sweat just a little bit, mostly because we want to get some more people in here, and then we'll break the news. It's going to be a lot of fun, a lot of excitement around it. So stay tuned for that. But a couple other reminders, guys, is that the deal at the Downtown Grand is still going strong. In fact, we've had quite a few of you cash in, which is $65 worth of comps by just going up to the cashier's cage, or I'm sorry, the player's reward desk at Downtown Grand in Vegas, and tell them that Gamble Smart, Gamble Safe sent you, and they're going to give you $50 in match play and $15 in slot free play, just for saying that. So take advantage of it. Our good friend Old School Slots was out there today, and he took advantage of it, and he did pretty good. So use that. And also, God, man, I'm about to do a coughing fit again, Dave.
Also, mute yourself real quick.
Sorry.
Got to quit. You got to switch to filters, man. I'm telling you. Once you go filters, a low tar, you're gonna be so much better.
I still roll my own cigarettes now. Just kidding. Speaking of Downtown Grand, so Dave and I will be in Vegas coming up March 1st through 5th. And the one place we know we will for sure be on Sunday is we're going to be in the downtown area. So if you want to meet us, it's probably the best chance you're going to get is in the Downtown Grand area on that Sunday, which is March the 2nd. So we'll be there sometime mid-afternoon, something like that. So if you want to come hang out and turn in your comp, do that while we're there. You can play along with us. We're going to have a lot of fun. So let's see. Other announcements besides the big one. I think I named everything. If you guys are still interested in helping out NJ, the GoFundMe is still available. He's doing well. Dave, do you want to give a quick update on where he is?
Someone just asked about that. So he is at home. He was not having a good day today, unfortunately. He was pretty much in a bad state pretty much all day. He has met with some follow-up appointments. The good news is apparently there is a doctor at Cornell that is very close by to him. Rather than going to Duke University, the Cornell University person apparently is just as an expert as that guy. He's trying to set up appointments. I was kind of shocked to learn this, that there is nobody from his insurance company or there's no medical advocate or anyone helping him out. It's him and his family piecing all this together, getting all their records, transferring places, trying to get appointments, everything else. When you're trying to find a specialist like this, it's really difficult because these specialists, a lot of times, they only take cases on, when there's a, specific need. And so a lot of times it is hard to get into some of these specialists because they are, the best of the best. So they don't really see everyone that walks off the street. It's not like you can just walk in and say, hey, I want to see the specialist. Really hoping he does find a really good help really soon. The fact that he had a really bad day today kind of concerns me a lot because I think the fluid is leaking again from the cerebral fluid, or the blood clot in his brain is getting bigger, which both these things are bad.
Yeah.
But we definitely hope he is well soon. We want him back up on his feet. We want to see him at, when we come there in July, which is a huge part of it, is to go see him and make sure he's okay.
Yeah. We're standing by and trying to help out as much as we can. And we really do. Again, I know we say this a lot every single week, but we appreciate everybody that contributed. It does mean a lot to us, and especially him, that we have a big family here that's willing to jump in and help out. So thank you very much from us. Really do appreciate it. And we're hoping the best.
I do have some news as well. Like,
yes, yeah. Let's do it.
Okay, so I actually had the ability to go to the American Gaming Association Year in Review. This is held once a year. The AGA president started off saying, here's what's going on. Let me give you the short of it. Blah, blah, blah. Casino revenue has never been higher, although the year ended up soft. Sports betting, online betting, is seeing record highs like no one's ever seen before. That's great, et cetera, et cetera. The huge news that as soon as I heard this, I texted Mark because it was amazing to me. Every time we've talked about tribal gaming and tribal casinos, I have heard people say over and over again, they don't pay taxes, they don't give anything back, etc. Well, the president of the Indian Gaming Association actually spoke during the AGA announcement and gave some really interesting news about the taxes that were paid by tribal gaming last year. So before I tell you what that number was, I actually looked up the tax returns for MGM Grand, Caesars, and Boyd. Those were the ones I could find readily available. They're also the three biggest. The total taxes paid by MGM International, this is all MGM properties across the country, across the world, where taxes are applicable in the U.S. They paid $267 million in taxes. Caesars paid $43 million. Boyd paid $45 million. Tribal casinos in the United States, we're only talking about the United States, paid $12 billion in federal taxes. Man. They paid another $4 billion in local, state and local taxes. And then the total taxes of all together were $19 billion. The president pointed out that everything is stated in the Indian gaming regulations. That is all stated in there. And the Indian gaming is taxed heavier than any other industry. I was shocked to learn this. I was crazy shocked to learn this. So a lot of money is, when you go to tribal gaming, that money is not just state. Now, obviously they're taking care of their tribe. Their tribal citizens are getting clean water. They're building schools, roads, but those roads and schools also benefit the community around them as well. These aren't just tribal exclusive schools or roads. So that was crazy information. I thought that was eye-opening information about tribal gaming. So just wanted to share that with everybody.
A lot more than I expected, that's for sure.
Way Definitely. More. I mean, wow. Yeah, so interesting. That was all for that news. I found it really just spectacular that I was able to be that fly on the wall and listen to these industry things, because I do love it a lot.
All right, guys, make sure you start asking your questions. Like last time, we ran out of time. So start asking your questions now so we can try to start getting to those as soon as we can. And I already see one in here. And John, thank you so much for making that donation. Really appreciate it.
Thank you so much, John. Appreciate you.
Again, if you guys can refrain from giving us anything right now, like no super chats, no gifted memberships, stuff like that. If you want to give anything, please redirect to NJ at this time, because we want to help him out. He's the one that needs all that right now. So
yeah.
But thank you so much, guys, for all your help. All right. Stephanie Klinger says, please consider coming to Rivers Casino and deploying. I was living in Chicago when they were building that, but I've never been in there. So, have you been in there?
I have not been in there. I was just looking up where it is.
I think it's by the airport, if I remember right. It's not that far from the airport.
It is not that far from the airport.
Yeah, I think
it is just north of O'Hare.
I remember they were building it right about the time that I was leaving Chicago. So it's in a location that we could probably eventually get to. My wife and I lived in Chicago for a while, and so we're always eager to go back there to eat all the places that we miss eating. So we'll have to go and check that out.
In August, I'm heading to Chicago for Tough Mudder.
Oh, well, there you go.
I might drop by.
But it's by the main airport, not Southwest Airport, not Midway.
No, I fly into O'Hare most of the time. It's cheaper.
What did you just say? You don't fly Southwest?
No, I fly Southwest into O'Hare.
Oh.
Southwest into O'Hare is actually about
ready to be all over you.
$30-$40 cheaper, and the rent-a-cars are cheaper out of O'Hare. It's a crappier airport to get out of, that's for sure. But
yeah.
Cheaper is better.
That's true. And let's see, $9.99 super chat from Mike Frederick. Thank you so much. Really do appreciate it. Thank you, Mike. All right. I like this one. Dave, why don't you answer yours first, and then I'll think about mine.
What is your favorite and least favorite slot? I mean, double top dollar is my favorite. That's why I've got one. Least favorite, that's a long list of least favorite. I mean, least favorite, I'm gonna have to go cha-ching. If I have to pick one, cha-ching would be my least favorite.
That's the one where you pick the little presents and it just shows you.
Like it's not even a slot machine.
Win, loss. How much you won? Yeah. Yep. Let's see. Now I have been to Horseshoe Hammond before, which is that's the real big casino. I think that's right on the border of Indiana and Illinois. That's the one I remember going to. Let's see, because I saw somebody mention in there that there's other places. There's definitely a lot of casinos around the outside of Chicago. Didn't they open one in the city too?
Rockford just got one, Hard Rock in Rockford, and I believe there's one really right in there too,
inside of the city limits.
Really close.
I remember reading something like that. I mean, this was like prior to COVID, I think.
That the other thing that was said in this AGA is that Chicago is it the second or third largest gaming revenue in the country. Like, that was incredible to me. New Jersey is fourth, so kind of gives you an idea of where everything is. I can't remember what's second. Obviously, Nevada is first. Can't remember what was second. It went too fast.
I think I have a favorite, but it changes way too much because I have new favorites and stuff like that. I think my all-time favorite is probably, because it's sitting right here, is Top Dollar Deluxe. That's just my favorite version of Top Dollar to play. Hard to find, tough game, but it's still my favorite. If I walk into a casino and they have it, I'm going to play it. There's no question about it. My worst is the one that's right next to it, which is Hot Pots. But I played that for members because a lot of our members like that. And any of those games where they have the three and you're trying to trigger them and they're collecting and getting big and it's all perceived progression, those aren't my type of game. I just don't like that. Too much teasing for me.
There's a couple of questions here related to the whole taxes thing. So let me take those real quick.
Okay.
So why do they pay state taxes if they're sovereign nation? So all of this is listed in Indian gaming regulation. That's part of it. Hey, listen, if you want to have gaming, this much money is going to go back to the federal government. This much money is going to go back to the state government. It doesn't sound like they're really being financially impacted by these taxes. Obviously, it means a little less money, but tribes are doing just fine that have gaming. Not all tribes. There's 500 and some registered tribes in the U.S. Not all of them have gaming, and even the president of IG actually said it is not fairly nor equitably distributed between all tribes. They recognize that, but unfortunately, that's just the way it is, kind of thing of businesses. And then Adam exploits last. The amount of taxes MGM and Cedar Boyd pays ridiculously low. So here's the one thing that's sort of different about that is corporations like MGM, Caesars, Boyd, Penn, all those, they have the ability to use the tax code to their advantages to have write-offs, to have loopholes and everything like that, like every other corporation does. They're able to offset losses and everything else, business expenses, everything else. What the tribe can do is limited by that Indian gaming regulation legislation. So they are stuck in that. And that essentially hasn't changed much, since it was passed. So that's pretty much why corporations are paying less than tribal.
There you go.
As
lots
my
of good questions
non-CPA answers go.
That's right. You did a better job than I would have. That's for sure. Let's see. CSX, where can I buy a Dragon Cash Link machine? Idea prices on those games. Dragon Cash and Link are excruciatingly hard to get. In fact, I don't even know of anybody that has the licensed software right now, so I wouldn't even know where to start to tell you where to get that. You're just going to have to wait a little bit. It's still a very hot game that's inside of the casinos, and that makes it a little tough to get out. But yeah, eventually they will. But I know specifically Dragon Cash and Link are tough. Lightning Link, not so much. Those are a little bit easier to get, but everybody's playing the Dragon Links and Dragon Caches, so that's going to be a little bit. All right, let's see.
One from B Martini Slots. Bally's is building a brand new casino downtown Chicago.
Oh, that's right.
Chicago Tribune building used to be.
I remember that. Yeah.
Bally's is essentially all in on that casino. It has taken up a substantial amount of their capital to get that casino done. A major reason why that Tropicana deal was originally struck was they needed the cash to finish that casino, which they believe in the long run, and I believe too, that the Chicago casino is going to do better than the Tropicana ever would revenue-wise.
Okay. Boy, really good questions coming in now. Thank you, guys.
I got it. Oh, man, that's a good one, too.
The dude. Man, where's the White Russians, Dave? We need the White Russians.
We screwed that up. I don't think we could be. We'd be drinking on the members live and then be drinking on this live. Right. You guys would be getting some colorful answers there pretty quick.
Where can I buy an E-key for an old IGT slot? So the E-keys are actually for relatively new slots. Like these two that I have behind me would require the E-key, and the one Dave has. You can get them on eBay. Get the E-key 07. Make sure that's the one you need, though. And if you're not sure, send me an email with a picture of the slot that you have, gamblesmart@gmail.com, and I'll let you know for sure. The reason I tell you that is because the keys are about $400. They can't be duplicated. If you end up getting one, do not. I'm telling all you techs out there, if you end up getting one of those E-keys, do not put it into your computer, because as soon as you put it into the computer, it's never going to work again inside of an IGT machine, and you're going to be out $400. So don't try to copy. Don't be fancy and try to copy it yourself. It's not going to work. They have actual physical CRC checks on the device itself that you have to have, and they just can't be duplicated. So anyway, that's why they're expensive. So buy it. Don't lose it. I've already lost one once. It's painful. Don't do that. So there you go.
From Majestic Slots, Boyd Gaming is partnering with the Pamunkey tribe in Virginia to launch a casino in Norfolk, Virginia. Is it common for companies to partner with tribes? It's very common. A lot of tribal casinos actually start out with a corporate sponsor, and most of the time there is an agreement to where that corporate sponsor will eventually depart under certain terms about investments and everything else. In my personal opinion, I think tribal casinos are better off building up from their own up. However, I do definitely see the appeal taking $500 million of cash you don't have to build a really great casino and take a smaller piece of the pie for X number of years. So I definitely see both sides of the story. I have seen both success and failure with those arrangements. A lot of the times, the tribes that are not well versed in what the contract is going to say get kind of screwed. So,
yeah. Let's see. Michael Kalo says, sizzling sevens progressives versus non-progressives. Does the top line hit the same? Most of the times on those type games, it is the same. There's not a different odds because the way progressives work, the base amount is what is factored into the payback percentage return. Anything over that is being fed by the players. So in most cases, it's the same. It's not worse because it's a progressive, if that makes sense. But that's just in the older slots. The newer ones are totally different than that. So don't quote me on that. But Sizzling Sevens is a good example of where it would be the same, whether it has a progressive or not. Same payback percentage. Good question. And Perform has a good question, and I'm going to answer this one quick, Dave, I promise. What's the difference between the RNG algorithm in a physical slot machine and an online slot game? So if it's the same, if it's a licensed casino like Caesars, BetMGM, FanDuel, and they have licensed games backed by these big manufacturers like IGT or Light and Wonder, Aristocrat, things like that, then essentially the RNG is working the same way. Okay. Those games are basically identical. If you found a double diamond machine online, it's going to play the same way as a double diamond machine in a physical form. Now, what is not the same are sweepstakes or social type casinos. Those RNGs are completely different, and we don't have a whole lot of insight into what it is that they do because it's not regulated. So we don't really know what the RNG is. Can it be manipulated? Can it be weighted? Yes or no? We don't have the answers to those questions. And so, again, that's why we always say to stay away from those if you can, the sweepstakes type casinos, just because there's too many question marks. Like I need to know that there's regulation around something like that to make me feel at ease that nothing nefarious is going on. And I'm just not there yet with sweepstake style casinos. It's different. It's totally different. It's not an RNG like you would find inside of a double diamond machine, whether it's physical or virtual, doesn't matter. Hope that helps.
All right, from Kay here. I wonder what the New Mexico RTP, because my local casino, Sunland Park, which I've been to recently, and Rodicio pay nothing. Machines are literally dead, no kickbacks, nothing. I have tested them a lot. Kay, I had the exact opposite of experience at Sunland Park. I did fairly well, especially on that Munsters machine. I would definitely recommend playing the older school machines. They have a great selection there. I mean, like, there were 2 cigar machines there that both had working sound. That is amazing. That says they're really well kept up and everything. I don't really care what the RTP is because it was played well. My only complaint about Sunland Park was it was smoky in there. It was heavy smoke. Like, I had to roll down the windows on the way to the airport so I didn't smell like smoke. But I would totally go to Sunland Park again if I was in the area. I'm not going to make a special trip out to El Paso to go there, but if I was in the area.
All right. Let's see. So James is asking, what exactly is an E-key? So an E-key it's a special USB. I don't have the actual one in front of me, but it's a special USB that allows you administrative access to a slot machine, which is required to make payback percentage changing, game theme changes, things like that. And it's behind a secure door or a lock that most cases the casinos do not have keys to. The gaming regulators have the keys to that. So it's a special USB key that basically elevates the privileges to allow you to make certain changes on a slot machine. So for us home users that have slot machines at home, this is usually required, especially if we want to make any changes to, say, the denomination, or we want to change to a different game theme. These types of things are required in order to do that. So hope that helps, James.
From Manchu Fire, I know for a fact that tribal gaming is much more regulated than state. There are tribal regulators, federal regulators, and state regulators. Yes, there's a lot more regulation going on in tribal because they have every bit of eyes on them. Everybody wants to keep these licenses. No one wants to lose a casino license. That is gold. It is literally the license to print money. And so everyone complies with every regulations. However, let's just take, for example, MGM. There's essentially just your state and sometimes federal, depending on the, where everything is located and what the deal is. But tribal both has state, federal, local, all that, all bounced into one. So, and federal regulators are not very nice people. They are not.
Just leave it at that, right?
Yeah.
Robin says, I missed the big announcements. Not yet. We're saving it. We'll do it at the halfway point in 5 minutes. So hang tight, guys. We'll do the big announcement. I feel like we're stirring up too much excitement, and everybody's gonna be like, "What? Really?" No, it's exciting. It's definitely exciting.
It's really awesome.
Yeah, it's gonna be cool. All right.
Now, hopefully, it doesn't flop.
And Buckeye Slot says, and make sure you check out his channel. I always love his icon. What a great looking icon.
The best icon, Buckeye Slot.
Yeah, but listen, I got to talk to you for a second. I saw your recent video playing Top Dollar Premium, and you passed up an awesome offer.
What, he did?
Yes. You made me cringe, man. It was like 85 credits. Made me cringe. That's okay. It happens.
Not anymore than the video you sent me where the guy was playing one credit, $100.
Oh, and then arguing with me. Yeah. Yeah.
I once I saw what he was doing, I was like, if Top Dollar hits, I might throw up because
and then he was arguing with me in the comments. He's like, no, on this one, you can get the Top Dollar bonus with betting one credit. I'm like, there is no version of double Top Dollar where you get the bonus.
Icons right there where it says, you're thinking Wheel of Fortune is that $100 spin.
Anyway, sorry. I'm not laughing at you. It's just, it's funny. I watch a lot of Top Dollar videos and I saw yours. I just wanted to thank you guys. Last 2 trips, I had just as much fun and had money coming home with me. Maybe not up over what I brought, but still a good amount thanks to you guys. And we love hearing those things, guys, because that's really what our channel is about. Is guys, you do not have to always play down to zero. I understand it's your last night there and you got $100 left and you're like, screw it, let me just put it in here and see what happens. You don't have to do that. Like, leave with the $100.
Sure.
And we had you remember that comment I sent you a couple days ago, Dave, where somebody's like, well, the problem is when you hit big, then you have to put money back in to keep playing. You don't have to keep playing. If you win big, get the hell out of there. Get the hell out of the casino. Go do something else.
I won big one time, and I literally just left the state right then.
I know. But thank you so much, Buckeye. Glad it's helping you, man.
And from Sherman, who will be at our meet and greet, and you'll all get to meet Sherman as well. Marijuana and gambling make a great state.
He's our security guard.
Yeah. Cannot argue with you on that, Sherman. Taxes are being paid.
Yeah. Let's see. Oh, good questions coming in. Stetson Miller says, is there any difference in volatility or bonus frequency between Top Dollar and double Top Dollar? Yes, there is. Difference between 2 and 3 credit machines. So let's take the first question first. This one's really tricky because the frequency of getting double Top Dollar is actually more frequent than regular Top Dollar. Double Top Dollar is 1 in 41. Regular Top Dollar is 1 in 48. But here's the thing. The average that you're going to get in the bonus round is more consistent on regular Top Dollar, around 35 to 45 credits, where double Top Dollar is more stacked with those 15 and 20 and 25 credits. So it's like, think of Top Dollar up here, and then double Top Dollar, the averages is a little bit less. Now, every now and then you're going to pop that big one, but it's going to be tough. Also, on regular Top Dollar, the line hits are way more frequent than on double Top Dollar. So there's you got to factor that in also. Now, the difference between 2 and 3 credit machines, there's a slight difference in the average offer amount between the 2 and the 3 credit, but it's not enough to play the 3 credit over the 2 credit, if that makes sense. If you can find a 2 credit max bet, double Top Dollar, regular Top Dollar, we will always recommend that you play that one. That's going to be the better play overall. As for volatility, they're pretty much the same. They're kind of in the same line. It's just you're going to expect a little bit of difference. And this is why if you're going to play a higher denomination than you're usually playing, I like to stick with a regular Top Dollar, because if I do get the bonus, I know that I'm at least going to get that 35 to 45 range, right? Where I would hate to get double Top Dollar and get the stupid 15s and 20s. It's like infuriating. So there's that. Hope that helps.
There's one from California Cajun. Unique question. Is it legal to buy a bonus from a total stranger who is playing a slot and get a bonus? Then the new person playing hits a jackpot. Can the casino step in and void that jackpot? So I'm going to see if I understand you here. So let's say You're the one playing the slot machine. I come up to you and say, I'll give you $100 to buy the bonus for me. And then that bonus hits and it's a jackpot. So that's actually a legal term that I can't really remember right now. It's essentially like you're betting through someone, and it's actually considered money laundering. So it is actually illegal. So yes, the casino can void that jackpot. Now it gets blurry if me, says you claim it and just pay me a section. Legality gets blurry there, but it is still illegal. It's essentially still, a type of money laundering going on. It has a term to it, and I can't remember. It's not past betting or whatever, past posting and all that. It's one of those terms where you're not supposed to be able to give someone money at a casino for them to bet for you there and knowing it. Now, if your friend next door gives you $20 to play in a slot machine, that's a different story. That's not actually the same thing. You're playing that money completely, and that's between you and them when they get back. But in the casino actually becomes a lot of legality issues. So it's not something I would recommend trying. That's for sure.
All right, I'm going to answer one more question, and we'll get to the big announcement here. And then we're going to still keep answering questions, so don't leave.
Don't leave. Yeah, stay. We have 437 people in here right now on a non-casino live.
Thank you so much, guys. So Cecil has a good question. Just how much does the WAP, which is wide area progressive, those are those really big ones, 300,000, $1 million, things like that. What of a game like Frankenstein eats the base game? So all of those games that have wide area progressives, the highest the payback percentage can get is usually around like 92, 93%, where those that don't have that can go all the way up to say 96 or 98%. So they definitely have lower payback percentage caps, if that makes sense. And that's how they kind of justify the big jackpots. I mean, if that's a tough decision. Let's say that you had Frankenstein that was a wide area progressive, then you have one that isn't, which is possible to find. Which would you play? It's so hard to get the top one anyway that I'd probably play the one without it. But, that's a tough call.
Wide area progressives are so popular. They were actually in a Cardi B song.
Yeah.
That's the truth.
I believe you. All right, guys, let's get to some exciting news. I'm glad you guys all joined. So we're going to do something very special in the month of March.
In the month of March,
we're going to do something very special. So you guys know that we've worked with the Children's Army, which is Will. He's in the chat right now, To the Stars. We've worked with him before to raise some money for his charity. It's all about the kids, guys. It really is. And so we want to do another fundraiser, but we want to do something a little bit different this time that we think will get you a little excited. So what we're going to do is Gamble Smart is going to donate a double top dollar machine, kind of like the one Dave has, almost exactly like, in fact, it is exactly like the one Dave has there. We're going to donate that, and we're going to do a charity raffle in the month of March, and each ticket will be $25 to enter, okay? And we're going to probably cap it at 1,000 entries, okay? We're not going to go any higher than that. We're not trying to make a ton of money on this, but all of the money, all of the proceeds from this raffle are going to be donated to his charity in addition to the machine, right? So this is your chance to literally own a double top. These are like $4,500, guys. They're very expensive. And you'll get my support and everything along with it. So you're not stuck with a big, heavy machine. But you could get it for as little as $25 in the raffle. This is going to be, again, a charity raffle with a donation from us on the double top dollar. The details will be coming next week. So on next Wednesday's show, we will talk about when the entry is going to go live, how to fill out the form and pay for your raffle and things like that, and all the rules. There's a lot of stuff to go over. We'll be covering that next week. And then at the end of March, whenever either we reach the cap of 1,000 raffle tickets or the end of March appears, we will do the drawing at the 1st of April, sometime in the 1st of April, for whoever is going to get the machine. Everything will be covered, shipping and all that kind of stuff. And again, you're doing it for a good cause because we're going to be raising money for charity. So we thought this would be a little bit different, a little bit cool. Like last time, we just donated super chats. We're like, let's do something crazy. Let's do something
bigger
crazy
and cooler.
Yeah, so we're going to generate a lot of buzz here. I hope you guys have the best of luck to get a double top dollar machine. You know that's our favorite machine. I'm going to be happy to donate it to the channel and to the charity. So we're really excited about that, and I hope you guys are too, because we want to do something kind of fun for the March Munch of March.
Oh, we got to call this thing the Munch of March now.
The Munch of March, yeah. So there you go. So, oh yeah, there is one thing. It's still a lower 48 unless you can arrange to pick it up from somebody in the U.S. I'm only going to be able to ship this machine to the lower 48. I mean, it's a freight shipping kind of deal.
It is not
so there is that.
light, heavy machine.
It's heavy.
Don't put it upstairs.
That's right.
It's a bad idea.
So lower 48 unless you know somebody. But we'll work again. We'll go over all of the details and stipulations and all that kind of stuff before we do that. And there you go. So it should be a lot of fun, guys. The Munch of March.
Munch of March. I like it.
All right, so that's our big announcement. Now everybody's going to leave. No, don't leave. Don't leave. Don't leave. We got more questions to answer.
Oh, man. Okay, so apparently a lot of people have now taken what I said about money going back and forth. So the case that I listed is in a casino and someone you don't know coming up and doing all this. Group polls on family are just fine. There's no issues on those. You can do group polls, everything else like that. The only thing about group polls that I would recommend is that you have an agreement ahead of time. For one, who's going to claim the taxes? That's the biggest thing. Who's going to claim the taxes? What's going to happen? Are taxes going to be taken out? Are they not going to be taken out? What's the dividing up? All that kind of stuff. I personally recommend if someone does a group poll or you do a split or anything like that, you agree ahead of time that taxes are going to be taken out, and then you split, and then who's going to take those taxes. If it is your family doing it or your friends doing it, it doesn't count the same because everybody's involved. Everyone has an equal stake. The other thing is decide who's going to get the points, or you're going to switch out every time someone new comes up. I do recommend switching out every time someone comes up. So it's their card, they're pushing the button, all that. Makes it easier for paperwork and everything else.
All right. Gemma says, have you guys played the Phoenix Link slot machine? No, and I probably won't. I'm just not a big Link person.
I'll give it a try.
Yeah, Dave's probably more likely to play those.
Yeah.
I don't like those games.
I'll give it a try this next trip to Vegas. I will try it. It's probably not going to be a lot, and I'm probably not going to, go crazy at it. If I don't get a bonus at $100, I'm going to be moving on.
Yep. This is a good question. Leslie Jackson says, we are going to Vegas for the first time next week. Oh, that's awesome. Where are you staying, by the way? I know the slots accept cash, but do they also accept the vouchers you cash out from other machines? Yes, as long as you're within the same casino. So make sure you cash out those vouchers before you leave, especially when you leave Vegas. So make sure you do that. But yeah, you can go from machine to machine with those vouchers. But we're going to give you a tip here. And this is something Dave and I do pretty consistently, is that anytime we cash out and we get a voucher, we go and turn it into cash. We try to do that to break things up instead of just carrying around a big ticket that either keeps getting bigger or keeps getting smaller. It's a lot easier to control yourself if you have to put in a $20 bill or a $100 bill. It's a lot easier to do that than to putting a voucher in for $1,200 and saying, I'll stop when it's at $1,100, right? So just try to keep that in mind. We do use the vouchers, but we really try to cash out when we can, especially if we walk by a machine. It's just a smart way to kind of budget your money a little bit.
And since it's your first time to Vegas, make sure you go to downtown Las Vegas as well. At least spend a few hours there. I recommend at night on the weekend. Go for a couple of the shows for Fremont Street. Stop by Downtown Grand. Mention Gamble Smart at the player's desk, and they'll give you some free match play and some free play.
That's right.
Oh, everybody's asking about the raffle. Next weekend for raffle specifics. We're still getting everything together.
Yeah, next weekend. So, guys, it starts March 1st. Okay, so we got plenty of time. There's nothing you can do right now to buy tickets. I haven't even built the form yet. Yeah. So March 1st is when we will officially launch it at midnight for you to buy the raffle tickets. But next week, we'll go over all the details for you, how to enter, any limitations, things like that. We'll go over everything. But we just wanted to kind of get you a teaser so to speak, so you can get kind of excited about it. And again, it's for the charity, guys. Like that's the focus here, is that we want to raise money for the charity, and we think this is a fantastic way to do it. And I know it's going to a good cause. So
exactly.
All right.
Oh man. So actually, Germ asks a question here: are you going to be at Winstar around March 7th? No, but coincidentally, I will be at Winstar on March 8th for the Rod Stewart concert.
There you go.
Yeah.
And Anthony says, I just saw this coming. All the offers on the top dollar machine randomize each time. Is there any sort of algorithm behind them? No. Every single offer is completely separate. So because you passed up something decent, it's not going to punish you. It may feel that way sometimes, but
it definitely feels that way.
It definitely feels that way sometimes, but no, they're completely random every single time. There's no weight going on there, if that makes sense.
In the years I've been playing top dollar, if there is any kind of pattern, I have not found it. and believe me, I would find it. My pattern is it gives me 15 credits. That's my pattern. From Super Dave, Louisiana, any news on increasing the hand pay amount? None. It is still on the AGA's agenda to get the hand pay amount raised. It is on no one else's agenda at the federal level, which has to be done in the House and Senate. Nobody cares there. The only way to get this done is to call your congressman, call your federal U.S. representative, U.S. senator, and say, hey, I want this done. I'm interested in this. Then get all your family and friends who live around you to do the same thing. The more people who call, the more people who write letters, not emails. Write a letter. Actually type out a letter, sign it in ink, mail it to your representative. Letters are more important to them than anything else. Send a couple of letters, then start calling. Then when they're in town, make a meeting and go meet them at their office and tell them this. This puts it into their mind that people care. One letter is like 1,000 people have interest. One meeting at their office is like 10,000 people having interest, because they have no concept of who actually cares about something until it's brought up to them.
Well said, Dave.
It's believe me, I really would like to see a lot of these things change, but it's all between Congress and Senate, and they don't want to do anything in the first place.
Too much money being made.
That's pretty much it.
Dan's 30 says, if I put $1,800 coin in, but $1,700 coin out over 3 days, they don't net the comps based on $100 a day. No. Comps are generated by the coin in amount. It doesn't matter how much you win or lose. They don't care about that. They really don't. It's all about how much you play and how long you play and what you play.
If you can make $100 last all day on a slot machine, that is insane, because the churn on that would be in the thousands, the tens of thousands.
Right.
I mean, easily. So yeah, it's definitely
exactly right.
Where'd that go? Just right here. From DB. I live in Fort Worth, Texas. Howdy, DB. So do I. Is it better to let Oklahoma Casino take out the taxes or do it myself at tax time? That's something you're going to have to discuss with your tax professional. We are not tax advisors. We are not CPAs. We only talk from our personal experience. That's something you're going to have to address there. Federal tax is at 24%. I believe it's an extra 3% in Oklahoma for a total of 27%. So that's something you're going to have to do there. Plus, you are supposed to file in that state for those winnings, all that stuff. So that's up to you and your tax professional. Can't really give you advice on that or what to do. Go with your gut, I would guess to say.
Yeah.
Go with your gut is what my tax advice says.
And Jim says, love your channel. How often do you all go play in Lake Charles? Which casino do you like there? So not often, because it's like 5.5 hours for me.
We went there last year.
Yeah, we went there last year, and we went to Delta Downs, which was too smoky. A lot of good old school machines there, I will say that. But
Casino.
Yeah, you got to go to Coshada. I know it's a little bit further out of the way from Lake Charles, but it's such a night and day difference to go there, in my opinion. That's what I would do.
Ordering drinks. You can order drinks right from the slot machine. That was the coolest thing.
It was, and it took like 2 minutes. It was there.
It was like, bam! It was there faster than anywhere else I've seen.
Yeah, that's an awesome casino. I really like it.
From Phil Lance, I played $100 on Phoenix Link and lost $100. That is exactly what I expect pretty much my experience to be too, Phil. I know.
Let's see. Jeff says, so when I'm playing Mo Mummy on my phone, it's the same as a casino, only if it's a licensed casino. So if you're playing on Jackpot Party or any of those that you're buying those virtual coins, it's not the same. The programming is not the same. So just be careful. Like, we don't want you to play that and then start to get a lot of bonus rounds and think, wow, man, this game is crazy. Look how many coins I'm earning on this mobile app. And then you go to the casino and get wrecked and say, wow, it's because the casino's got the machine tight. No, it's just they play a lot different, right? So be very careful. The only time it is, again, if it's a licensed casino and you're playing for real money, then it might be similar or very much the same, but not if it's something else. That's the exception.
Oh, it's a good question from Monica here. Question: is there any money in selling old style Valley pull slots and old video poker machines? There can be. There definitely can be. Video poker machines. Might want to talk to Mike V. He might be interested.
Yeah, those it really depends. Like, some people like the old CRT curve monitors, for the old video poker that take coins and stuff like that. There's probably still some market for that, but anything kind of after that, there's just nobody's really interested in it. So I wouldn't do it as a collectible or anything like that, because there's just too many of them, if that makes sense. All right. AJ Mustang says, what's the chances of hitting the 1,000 credits on Top Dollar for a $2 machine? I hit it in the first 25 spins. It was great. You got lucky. Do not think it's that easy to hit the 1,000 credits.
I did it on a 3-credit machine in Vegas on the last trip, but I was playing for a while on that. I don't know how many spins. It was way more than 25.
But before that, you haven't had it in what, 7-8 years?
Easily.
Of playing Top Dollar?
A decade. Yeah.
Listen, I have Top Dollar at home. Dave has Top Dollar at home. And I've only hit the 1,000 credits once in the last 6 months of playing it at home for hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of thousands of spins. So it's hard. So consider yourself very lucky. Don't chase it. And I try to warn people, like there was these new guys that have popped up on YouTube all of a sudden because they hit the 1,000 times 2 on a $25 machine. And I gave them a warning, and that I was like, guys, number one, congratulations, because that is a humongous win. Number two, I notice you're playing a lot of Top Dollar now. Be very careful because what you got, you're probably never going to get again. It's very difficult to get. So
I would say
congratulations on that.
It took me probably 10 years to get my first 1,000 credits, maybe 12 years.
Yeah.
And then I got the next 2 of them pretty much really quickly, like, within a few days on the next one, different machine, and then a couple of years later on the other one. And then it was another decade before I hit it again. So I'm not looking for that to hit 1,000 every time. I want it to hit, but I'm not looking for it to hit.
Yeah.
Crap, where'd that question go? I just had it and it's gone now. When stuff scrolls by, it's just gone.
Yeah.
Oh, damn it. I'm gonna have to find another one now.
So Hattie Shack says, had a players club customer service rep cut up our players card saying we needed a new card. I can see that because they have dates on them, and especially if it's at a higher tier, they're more likely to do that because you're getting comps at that tier, and if you're no longer at that tier, you shouldn't be able to continue to use that card. So it's not out of reason for them to cut it up and give you a new one. Stating the first card was a come-on card. We won with that card. The replacement card is 1-0. So your card has absolutely no impact on the results of the slot machine. I know it may feel that way, but I assure you the systems aren't even connected. There's no way that any player's card can control or manipulate the outcome of a slot machine. Not possible. They just can't do that.
I will say this, that at one point Caesars changed my card number because they went to a different system. They changed my card number. This emotionally affected me because I've had that card number for so long. I memorized it, and now it's gone and I have a different number. I actually went there and said, I want this number back. What can I do? And they said, there's nothing we can do. I'm sure if I was a better player, they'd probably say something, but I can get it from a emotional section of it, or, looking at it from, this is my lucky card because it's been with me for so long. but the card itself has nothing to do with it. It's just, for me, it was the idea of the card.
Yeah.
And this is from DB. You are my tax pro. DB, you got some problems. If I'm your tax pro, you really got problems.
That's right. Oh, Mark's got a good, serious question here, and I'm glad you asked this, Mark. Tips on how to not go on tilt, and could you break down how to set limits, and what are your limits when you play? So, very good. I'm glad somebody brought this up, because this is a topic that I think everybody should really pay attention to. We're going to rap about it for a minute. So, guys, that euphoria that you feel, especially when you're on a machine and you just hit something big, or sometimes when you're on a machine and you just keep losing, your body becomes imbalanced, right? Your reasoning and logic just starts to float away, and you go on tilt. I put those in quotes because that's what we all say as gamblers whenever we kind of lose control and just start doing stupid shit inside of the casino, like playing high limits and stuff like that. It's because you're no longer reasoning and being logical with yourself, and it's not a weakness that you can really like prevent all the times, but what you have to do is sometimes get something physical to help out, and that's why we have the gambler box that comes in a lot. People in your situation use the gambler. I don't, Dave, you got one? Yeah. So the concept behind the concept behind the gambler box is that it locks and you leave the key at home, right? And it has a little slit in the side of it. So as you do win, while you're kind of in that high, put the money inside of the box. Don't think about spending that money playing more. Put the money inside of that box, and you cannot get into that box until you get home where you left the key. Don't bring the key with you.
Leave the key at home.
Leave the key at home. This has worked for countless people. We get emails all the time from people that have done this, and it's helped them in situations like this. The second thing that I want to mention is the importance of taking breaks. Okay, we talk about this a lot on this channel, and it's something that Dave and I do, is try not to stay at a machine for too long. Commit to a certain amount of money or a certain number of spins, and then get up and walk away. If it was a bad experience, get up and walk away for 10, 20 minutes. Do something else. Walk to the other side of the casino. Walk outside and take a break. Go back up to your room and chill for a little while. The idea is you need to reset yourself, because I don't know if you guys have ever realized this, but when you go into the casino, you're pretty level-headed. You're excited because you're getting started, but you're pretty level-headed. But the moment you get on a slot machine, that can go out the window very quickly. Okay, we've all experienced this. And so the idea is to put stuff in place to prevent yourself from exploiting that, so to speak. Like, you don't want to just, go downstairs with your entire budget inside of your wallet. It's too easy for you to just keep putting money in, chasing that loss or chasing the win. I mean, you can do it on either side, right? There's good euphoria and there's bad euphoria. But you really have to flatline yourself. And you may have ever noticed this before. I know that I noticed this, that when I go down and I'm playing slots, and it's been about 30 minutes, 45 minutes, even an hour of playing slots, I start to lose like the concept of the value of the dollar. Like I'm not remembering, I'm not remembering what this dollar bill or this $100 bill means to me, because I'm just in that mode of, I got to keep playing slots because they're right in front of me. And so whenever I've been able, over a lot of months of practicing, I've been able to recognize that and then cut myself off and go up to the room and do something else for hours. I mean, I do this to Dave in Vegas all the time. Dave, I mean, we were at Excalibur, and I got destroyed on the blackjack table. It was brutal.
Oh my God, that was.
I mean, it was $600-700 after I won that earlier that day. I went to the blackjack table and just got wrecked. And he's like, "Well, we're going to head on to Luxor." And I'm like, "Dave, I got to go back to the room." Like, and I did. I went back to the room. I watched a movie for 2 hours, and then, you know what? I was kind of back in that mode where I was back in control of myself. And you got to be able to spot that and try to put things in place so that you kind of know that. It's kind of like, what they've always said about like the rubber bands to kind of remind you of things, popping the rubber bands on the wrist. Maybe you need to do something like that just to kind of remind you, oh, I'm losing it again. I'm losing it. I got to do something else. I got to walk away. So those are some of my tips. These are the things that I've learned over the last year of gambling. And like Dave always says, Dave's been through more roller coasters than I've ever been through, and
Like
he can
crazy.
speak to this too. Like, we are telling you this because we've been through it, and we've learned how to help ourselves, and we hope that it will help you too. So thanks for listening. I'm glad you brought that question up, and I hope it does help you out, Mark. Report back. Let us know.
By no means are we perfect either. We are
No.
still doing our best, and we're just trying to help others do their best as well. So anyone who says, "Oh, I'm perfectly 100% all the time," probably not. You know, they're selling you something. But on the same lines, I got another question here from MD Garza. Not really a question, more of a statement. I went to the strip with $5,000, lost 3,000 2 days. Emailed Dave, who actually responded, "I remember this. You caught me at the perfect time. I was up anyway, and I was reading email, and he told me I was gambling too hard." And I remember this. I said, "Yeah, you're hitting it too hard, man. You got to slow down. You're trying to I got off the plane, I started gambling right away. Chilled and won 4K back. Left Vegas with 6K, 1K ahead. Woohoo! That's awesome. You know, that is the best advice right there. Is you got to just slow down sometimes and reset and everything else. And you did it perfectly. Glad you won."
Oh, Pokey Bandit, you're scaring me, man. Lately, I've been putting the cash out vouchers in the box. I'll be back before they expire. Otherwise, I'm building it on Winstar's wallet. Winstar is 14 days. You got to be very careful. 2 weeks. That's all you have. What if you get sick, bro?
Use the wallet. I highly recommend the wallet. The wallet is amazing. Absolutely amazing. Plus, if you have the money in your wallet and you get home and you forgot to transfer it out, you can still transfer it out remotely. There is a small fee, of course, but that's all right.
And Stro photo and video. I use a counter on my phone. I set my number of spins. When I hit the number, I cash out, and it does not matter if I'm up or down. That's great. That's awesome. Smart. Let's put it back out of you guys. What are some of the things that you've done to try to help yourself out of that situation? Let's all help Mark out here. I think that's a great one. I haven't thought about doing a counter on the phone. I think that's great.
From John Strobridge, have you or Dave ever hit a royal flush on video poker? The number of times I've played video poker is I can count on one hand, and I don't even need all my fingers because it's like 3. And in those 3 times, I have not gotten a royal flush. I'm kind of just going to give up on it now.
Yeah,
hasn't happened in 3 times.
I haven't even gotten the 4 deuces yet, and deuces wild's the only one I play. It's coming one of these days. And Sam, I am. We missed your $5 super sticker. Thank you so much. Really do appreciate you, man. I hope you're still around. Thanks for doing that. All right. And Urban Wells says, how many spins do you recommend when playing Top Dollar Deluxe? 10.
Is it quarter? Is it quarter?
It doesn't matter. Do 10.
It better be quarter because I'm not playing more than 10 spins on a quarter.
Yeah, Top Dollar Deluxe is one of those you got to hit it fast, because it's 15 credits a spin. You don't have to play the 15, but you really need to play the 15. Trust me, I've got one sitting right here. You got to play the 15 for that bonus to come around. But it can also, 15 credits is a lot. So I try to limit to 10 spins. If I don't get anything by then, time to just call it quits with Top Dollar Deluxe.
Top Dollar Deluxe is one of those games where I only play in quarters because 15 credits a spin goes fast.
It does. It does. I prefer it in quarters too if I can find
it. Dollars is like, nope. Put $100 in, that's like 6 spins done.
Oh, I saw your question earlier. Slots of Oklahoma. Sorry. Is the volatility figured the same on bingo slots as it is with Class 3? No, it's not. It's a little different. I wish I could tell you the science behind it, but I don't know, so I'm not going to just speculate. But it is true that the volatility is different. So your single pay lines and your 5 lines are probably going to be your best bet with low volatility. We're talking about like Mr. Moneybags, Hot Red Ruby, Polar High Roller. Those games are probably your lowest in volatility when it comes to the VGT machines. And then the next one's up. You kind of get into the 5 reel 9 line, and then the 3 reel 9 line, and then it kind of keeps going up from there. The best way to tell, and this is how Dave and I learned kind of the volatility. We both probably agree that Searing 7s is the most volatile of the ones that we play.
God.
Because that one is either you get it and you get it good, or you don't get anything at all for a lot of spins. And then you have the 5 line, which lets you play for a very long time in most cases. And so we've figured out that the volatility is lower on that one. But if you haven't played it as much as we have, watch other people on YouTube play it for long sessions. There's plenty of VGT video. Believe me, I've seen them all. Go see it. Go watch and learn and kind of see how frequent those hits and red screens come, things like that. That's the way to kind of look at the volatility of those games. Hope that helps. And good luck to your channel, by the way.
Roll the dice. There's winner's tilt and loser's tilt, both very dangerous.
Right.
Correct. Very dangerous. Yeah. And winner's tilt can lead to loser's tilt pretty easily.
That's true. That's true. All right.
Damn, still 400 people in here. That's awesome.
That's awesome. Jason says, what is the new Dracula machine that Old School Slots didn't play today? So this is the part 2 of Frankenstein. So this is Frankenstein in their next iteration. Instead of doing even more Frankenstein,
Frank and more Frank.
Yeah, even more Frank. Like the shout out to the Huff and Puff. This is kind of their new, the Dracula. It's really cool. I can't wait to play it. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. It's got a wheel on it. It's different. We played it at G2E, so it should be a lot of fun. But yeah, it's like Frankenstein part 2.
I'm looking forward to that and Cash Up Jackpots at Venetian. Those the 2 things I'm looking forward to.
Why do you think it's there?
It's there.
How do you know?
It is. It's back. I've seen people playing it recently.
Oh, really?
And yes.
Oh, I guess we're going to the Venetian then.
We're totally going to the Venetian.
Okay. Here we go again.
From Hattie Shack. What about casinos pumping in pheromones to make you feel good to keep playing? This is a myth. The oxygen thing at one time may have been true, but it is very not true either. The casinos don't need to pump anything in. They do generally, like in nicer casinos, Aria, Bellagio, they have scents that they pump in to make the place smell nice, basically get your idea of smoke and everything. But they're not doing anything that can influence your gameplay or anything else like that. There's no oxygen pumped in. There's no pheromones. There's no subliminal message in the music and all that kind of stuff. There's a lot of different laws and regulations about that, especially the oxygen. They have tried, and I'm not going to say they've never tried. They have definitely tried the subliminal messages in the music, but they have never had good results on them. So they got rid of it. No one wants to do something that's going to cost money and doesn't produce. So in the long run, casinos have figured out that they don't have to do anything
to
get you to play.
Just put these things in there and turn them on.
Yeah, exactly. Just be there. That's what they have to do.
Spicy Ramen. I had your question start up, but you're getting close to it. Missed my comment earlier. Why does local casino issue a hand pay? So you must be in Arizona. Summit 550. Yeah, probably Arizona is my guess. Here's the reason.
Money.
They want the tips. If they have to come around and pay you the $600, they're more likely to get a tip. Now, you don't have to pay taxes on it. It's still a hand pay. It's just a hand pay. You only have to pay taxes if it crosses that $1,200 threshold. But there's actually another reason that I actually heard from a casino manager once. It's like it is the tips, so to speak, but it makes it seem like people are winning whenever there's hand pays and jackpot music and stuff going on, and they like that buzz and the bells and things like that. In their mind, it brings people in. I could see that. It's annoying, but I can see why they're doing that. So there you go. I bet you're in Arizona. Let us know.
And from Ruth, just a girl who is actually coming to our event this weekend. Looking forward to meeting you, Ruth.
Sweet.
Will you show us how to put the wallet? Yes, yep. I will show you how to use the wallet. I will ask everybody when we, before we start the public event, who wants to sign up for the wallet, and I'll walk you through all that, take you to the cashier cage and say they want to sign up the wallet. And I'll even do a little live class while, the live's going. I'll have Mark take that. We'll do a little class on how to use it. Super simple. We have videos coming out on it. So I'm actually happy to do that because I would love more people using the wallet.
Absolutely. We love it. So Spicy says, correct, Arizona. Yeah, I figured. It's the only place I've ever seen that before. Oh, Liz, you are so right. Monte Carlo had the nicest set. You are right. I remember it. It always, even though it was not non-smoking like it is now, back then it was smoking, it still had such a powerful scent to it that you didn't really smell the smoke. But yeah, I remember Monte Carlo scent very much. Right.
For me, I think Bellagio has the nicest scent.
I was just never over there, so
I definitely
Bellagio.
I don't like Bellagio because Bellagio is a higher dollar property than I'm willing to spend a
And
higher dollar.
they take a lot of the old stuff out too. I mean,
They're only down to 6 of those progressive double top dollar and top dollar machines, and they're way in the back near the buffet now. But those are the only games I like playing when I'm there, and I will make the trek there just to do it, just because I like the atmosphere. But otherwise, I don't like playing there. I feel out of place most of the time.
Right. Yep. Let's see. I totally agree with you, Sam. Pigs and dragons are used too much. What animals would you like to see? Dachshunds. Dave and I had this. We even talked to somebody at IGT.
We need to find that lady again next year or this year.
We ran into somebody. We're going to say it. We ran into somebody that was showing us off the new machines at IGT, and she said, "I've been wanting to do this game with dachshunds," and I thought this would be incredible because think about like the dachshund would like shrink and grow for like wilds on the reels or something like that. It'd be fun, right? I want to see more dogs, stuff like that. I'm tired of the dragons and pigs and hens and stuff like that. I don't know what's next, but dachshunds are my vote. It's not because I have to own.
And someone else, where's that other question at? Because I was like, oh, where'd it go? This is always the problem. Things just skip around and then you lose. We had a couple of questions about new merch coming out in the store. Susan's got an Easter shirt coming out. Going to get that up as soon as I can. I have to put up the different bags we have. I ran out of bags to take pictures with, so I have to get more bags made in order to get more of those. But yeah, there's some new stuff coming out in the store. Mainly the Carhartt bags, the different men's crossbody bags are coming out. Just have not had time. Got to get more made. Haven't had time to make them. It's also tax season for us, so this is our first time doing taxes, so we're sort of in that mode right now.
Yeah, I know, right? First year of a business. I wanted to go back to some comments where people were some of the things that they were doing.
But here's one real quick. Go ahead. You go yours.
Gary Slot Game says, I put my ATM bank card in my glove compartment of my car at the casino because I'm tempted to use it. I have to walk a long way to get the card. So far, so good. That's a good idea. What you try to do is like 10 to 15 minutes. So in a lot of like Vegas casinos, it takes that long to get to the elevator and get up to your room and all that. That's a good time to kind of talk yourself out of getting more money and going back downstairs. So try to do that 10 to 15 minute rule. If you can put it in a car, when you get there, park on the top level and take the stairs.
Park at the furthest corner out.
I know. Go ahead, Dave.
All right, so this one's from Low Roll in Detroit to Vegas. Dave, do you have anything to report about getting increased offers after pulling a line of credit from Las Vegas trip, from the episode with NJ? I'm actually doing a video about this very soon. I do have some stuff to report. Don't want to give anything away, but I will have that out as soon as I can. My eyes healed up now, so I was waiting for that because it was just all red. And I know no one's going to be listening to what I say. Just be like,
they'll be staring at your eye. Yeah, that's true.
Do you see that?
I know. Oh, man. That's too funny.
Oh, there's another one here. I meant to take this earlier. From Roland Snake Eyes, I received an email from Bally's to invest in Chicago Casino Resort. Someone else had mentioned that earlier, that I guess they really are hurting for money. In my opinion, if I could do this, this is not investment advice. I'm not an investment tax model, whatever. If I had the opportunity to do this, I would use a little bit of money to invest in that. I believe that would be a great return on investment in my unprofessional tax accountant, investment banker, whatever position. Because Bally's is going to do well at that property. They are going to do well. They've just had a lot of issues, construction fees, construction costs, generally building in Chicago as well, which obviously runs cost overruns in different ways and labor and everything else. So yeah, I would totally.
The thing is too is that Chicago Tribune building is right on an L stop. the subway.
Oh, gotcha. Lots of
So
engineering.
it'd be perfect for people without cars and stuff to get to. So I think it'll do well in that location. It's like River North. It's like right there. I think it's River North or River West. I can't remember.
There's another one from Don Tonez. Do you like the Little Shop of Horrors slot? Seems like there are frequent bonus rounds and max bet is only $3.75. I do like the slot. I do not get the frequent bonus rounds that you do, apparently, though. I do like the slot machine, though. It's great music.
Let's see. Gigi has a good question. Do casinos that have Class 2 bingo machines have the ability to change the bingo prizes anytime they want? Or do the bingo prizes have to be random? They have to be random. So it's a program that's running. Essentially what they do is they set a payback percentage return that they expect to get out of the game, and it runs. There's no fine tuning to say, let's give more prizes out in the morning, or let's give more in the evening, or let's give it when it's crowded and when it's less crowded, all those kind of things. The funny thing is about Class 2 gaming is, Dave and I say as well, there's more speculation and superstition around Class 2 gaming than there is with any kind of gaming that I've ever witnessed. We see it in person. We see it on YouTube. It's crazy how many people think there's something to it. Guys, just the thing to remember about Class 2 gaming is that it's just another way of generating randomness, right? And unpredictability of future outcomes. That is the ultimate goal with gambling devices, right? And so they're never going to put something in place where you could figure it out, where you could figure out that playing in a crowded room is better than not, things like that. It's too randomized for that to happen. And each manufacturer of Class 2 handles it a little bit differently, but it's all generating randomness. And don't shy away from Class 2 games either. It's just I want to say it again. It's just a different way of generating randomness, but it will get to the payback percentage that it needs to get to, just like with a Class 3 RNG based machine. It just does it a little different, and it's usually weird cartoony games.
There we go, from Jeff Piccolo. I wish Texas would get casinos. So do we. This is the same thing as raising the hand pay limit. Contact your state representative, your state senator, and tell them. Dan Patrick, who's our lieutenant governor, actually said that casino gambling is not going to happen because the legislatures do not seem to want it to happen. These are your representatives, the people you elect. They work for you. So to say that they don't want it means zero. The people want it. It is obvious in that effect because the number of license plates we see in Louisiana and Oklahoma, Texans obviously want gambling because they're willing to drive a far away for it and have all those tax dollars leave the state. So I completely agree. We need it in this state. We need those tax dollars to stay in the state. Plus, Mark and I want a shorter drive.
Yes. And be able to film content a little bit more regularly. That's the biggest thing for me.
We want one in Waco, Hillsboro to be exact. We don't want in Hillsboro.
Hillsboro would be a good spot. I don't see them doing that,
though. Someone owns land out there. Penn, I think, owns land.
Oh, really?
Penn or Boyd own land out there.
Oh, okay. Well, maybe. It'd be a good spot for it, I think.
Would be.
So Anthony Payne has a good question. You have said that each output of a slot spin occurs using the random number generator. But you have also said that a game will toss out 2 out of the 3 bonus reels on purpose occasionally. Can that truly occur simultaneously? Yes, it can. I'm going to explain real quick how it can. So what they do is it's called clustering. And it's a way that if it's going to be a losing spin, if the RNG has pulled the numbers for all of them and it's going to be a losing spin, then there is weight put on symbols that are close. And so here's an example of a reel strip here. Here's a double top dollar reel strip, okay? See how many double diamonds are on this one? There's 2 on this strip. For example, another strip might have 2, and then there'll be another one that only has 1. And so it's more likely for those double diamonds to, I'm oversimplifying this, by the way, but for all you nerds out there, it's more likely to get a double diamond to drop on 2 of the reels than it is on the 3rd. And the best way to describe this is if you've ever played the old school quick hits 5 reel, notice how you always get the free games on the 2nd and the 3rd, and then nothing on the 4th. You know what I'm talking about, Dave, where it's like blink, blink,
yes.
nothing. blink, blink.
Believe me, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, it happens. It happens all the time, and that's because the RNG, the odds of it picking that symbol on the second and third reel are far greater than on that third reel, on the reel number 4 to finish the bonus. That's the one that they make very hard to hit. So even though the RNG is determining the outcome, what it's picking from is different for each of the reel strips or each of the reels on the game. And that's why sometimes you get 2 out of the 3 a lot, because it's built in that way, if that makes sense. So hopefully that answers your question, Anthony. Again, oversimplification, I could do a whole video on it, but I'm not, it'll put you guys to sleep right now, I promise you.
From Leslie Jackson, because her first trip is coming up. Can you get cash from the cage to play, or should you take cash with you to the casino? I am a huge fan of taking my money with me. So I leave my ATM card at home. It does not go with me. I don't use my ATM card where I'm gambling at all. Take your money with you. If you do not want to travel with a large sum of money, you can take your ATM card with you. Find your bank or a bank ATM with low fees or no fees. Get that money out, then put your ATM card back in your room. Have only the money you're going to gamble with at any one time. Don't grab it out individually, because you'll lose control real quick of your budget. It's better to have that money divided up between the number of days, put it in envelopes. I go to Wells Fargo and get these. We have our own envelopes from Gamble Smart we use as well. Put all that, divide it out to the number of days. If you're going with somebody, also divide that out. Something else somebody had mentioned, I don't know if you saw it, is Las Vegas Advisor also has a book. It's $50 for a year membership for this book. It's a physical book. You can get it before you trip, or you can pick it up. They'll even deliver it to your casino. And we have a discount code for that on our site. Just search Las Vegas Advisor on the YouTube site, and you'll be able to find that code. The link to the thing.
Let's see.
There's another one too.
Mary asked a good question here. So it seems like the new games need a higher bet, and some of them start at $1 minimum. This is a trend, and it's not going to get any better. Bets are not going to go lower, guys. Inflation's up. The value of the dollar is down. They got to get you to start betting more. I mean, think about, like, here's how I like to put it. 20 years ago, we were playing quarter machines. A lot of us are still playing quarter machines, but the value of the quarter in the last 20 years has changed dramatically, right?
There are no new
quarter
2 and 3/4 games.
Right.
There are no new ones.
There
won't be. Yeah, they are 5 and 9 or greater.
Right.
There are no new 2 and 3/4 games.
And that's the way the industry is going. Is even though they're penny machines, minimum bet is 88 cents. For example, 100 cents, 200 cents, which is $2, right? This is just a trend, and it's not going to go the other way. It's too late for that. It's going to keep going up and up and up. And they'll keep doing it as long as people keep playing it and they're tolerant of it. You know, that's just the way it works. But yeah, it's definitely the trend. So you're noticing correct there, Mary.
Why does this keep happening? I just keep missing where I had.
Yeah, it skips.
Mouse.
It skips.
My mouse set.
I know.
Who had that? Hattie Shack. Here it is. So can casinos do a direct deposit into your bank? That depends on the casino. It's something you want to call and ask ahead of time. A lot of times what you can actually do, if the casino offers this service, is you can wire money into your account at the casino. Essentially the same way a safe deposit box would work pseudo at a casino, is you'd be wiring that money into your own account, and you can withdraw money on that. You can add money back to that and then wire it back. You do have to check and make sure that this is offered by the casino.
And if you're using the digital wallet, you can definitely do that.
Bam. Yep.
I did it the last time I was at Winstar. I just dumped it right into my bank account. Now they charged me $5. I wasn't too happy about that, but
think of what I was able to do it. You though.
What's that?
It's like what that saved you. What that $5.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Is like I make it a habit the day that I'm leaving the casino. I don't walk to the casino floor. I go straight outside because I'm done. Right at that point, I'm done. So I'm leaving, and I still had the $2,000 in my wallet. I'm like, I don't want to walk to the cashier and be tempted. So I just left. And when I got home, I did the bank transfer, and it worked great. It was fine. It took 3 hours and the money was in my bank account. So there are some benefits to the cash wallet. We'll be going through that too very soon.
Paul PB. Also, Cash Up Jackbox is fun. Venetian has it. Played it for a while. $6 bets can go fast. I bet they can.
Yeah. That's the only thing I'm not too crazy about, but I got to play it. We haven't played it yet.
Where's the quarter version at?
I know. We could spend all year trying to find that.
In the next 10 years, it's going to be really bad because we're not even going to be able to find dollars anymore.
It's so true. It's so true.
Minimum bet on Fortunes 88 is going to be like, 388.
Yeah. All right. Look, we're going to wrap up, guys. We're about an hour, 20 minutes in. Thank you guys so much for a wonderful night. 432 of you. If you don't mind hitting that like button and subscribe on the way out, we appreciate it. And don't forget to tune in next Wednesday for the details on the raffle. Don't worry. It's not going to start until March 1st. So you don't need to do anything right now. We're just letting you know it's there. In case you missed it, quick scenario. Gamble Smart has donated a double top dollar machine, just like the one Dave has over there. And we will be giving it away in a charity raffle. And all the proceeds will be going to the Children's Army, which is Will's charity. And it's all for the kids, guys. It's all for the kids. So we hope we raise a lot of money there. We want to give you guys something in return. And so there you go. All right. Well, as always, guys, we are very much looking forward to Saturday. Quick reminder, all of you guys that bought the VIP tickets, I've been sending emails out. I will send one more out Friday evening, just a reminder of where we're meeting and all that kind of stuff. It has my phone number in there as well. If you need a text to, in case you get lost or whatever, we're here to help you. And then also general meetup will be at 8 p.m. Central Time, and we will be going live around that time as well. So if you're not able to join us in person, join us on the live. We're going to have a fun night.
In the Rome non-smoking room.
Rome non-smoking. Yeah. You could spend all night trying to find us if you didn't know that.
If you didn't know that, you'd literally be on a scavenger hunt.
That's right. That's right. Real quick, Seattle Suzy Q. We will be covering that next week. If you live in a state where it's not legal to own machines, there's a way around it. And we'll talk about that next week. Okay. All right, guys. Yeah. That's it.
Thank you,
Smart.
Susan. Thank you, Proud Monkey.
Yes.
Thank you. Moderators. Of course. Appreciate all of you guys.
All right. Have a good night. Gamble smart.
Gamble safe.
Take care, guys. Bye-bye.
See you Saturday.
Yes.